So, hello and welcome everyone to today's coding challenge. And today we were discussing a problem named as remove the balls on Geeks for Geeks. This is the problem of the day for 11 June 2K25. And this problem basically states that we have given two arrays named as color and radius representing a sequence of balls where color I is the color of ith ball and radius I is the radius of ith ball. If there are any two consecutive balls that have the same color and same radius, that means these two balls are basically identical to each other, then we have to remove them both in this case, and we have to repeat this process until there are no these kind of consecutive pairs exist. And finally we have to return the remaining balls after all possible removals. Let us look at this example number 1 where color array is 235 and radius array is 335. So when we look for the 0th index, we have ball 0 that have color 2 and radius 3, and to its adjacent the ball has color 3 and radius 3. That means that ball have same radius but not the same color, so these two balls are not identical to each other. Now this adjacent pair is actually different because that these two have different color and different radiuses as well. So in this example we do not delete any ball and finally return our size of this array, that is 3. In example number 2 we will find out that 0 and 1th index balls have same color and same radius as well, so we have to return, or so we have to delete this pair from this array, and after deleting this pair we have only remain with the ball 5 that have color 5 and radius 5, so we have to return 1 in this case. So what could be the basic intuition behind to solve this problem? For every index we will have to look up to its previous adjacent element as well, that whether the previous adjacent element have the same color and same radius as or not. If it has, then we have to remove the previous and the current ball from our stack or our array, and then we have to update our previous to current. So this can be solved using the intuition of stack. So let us visualize our stack solution. First we have to initialize a stack that can intake values in the form of pair of int comma int or a array. That means this, like this, like C, where C is the color of the current ball and R is the radius of the current ball, and our top is initially pointing towards a invalid location. Now for I equals to 0, we will look up into the stack that whether there is any previous element present to match up this ball to that previous or not, and in this case we found out that the stack is empty, so we will simply push our pair into our stack, and that pair considered the color of ith ball, that means 2, and the radius of that ith ball, that is 3, like this. Now our top is pointing towards this location and our I is incremented and points to this. Again we will look for this current element that whether the stack is empty or not. Yes, this time the stack is not empty and have some element to look up for this element, this current element. So we will look for this current element that whether the previous means this has the same color or and the same radius as the current ball or not, and we will find out that this has the same radius but a different color. So this if condition gets false, and we simply push our current inside this stack like this 3 3. Again our top now points toward this location, and I is incremented to this, and again this tag is not empty, so we will look up to the color and radius of the previous, that means this, and we found out that color and radius are both different, so we simply push our current inside the stack like this 5 5. And finally our I will point towards a invalid location, and our for loop is empty over, so we will now return the final size of this stack as our answer. In this condition 3 is returned. Now look at the example number 2. For example number 2, let us first initiate a empty stack. Top points toward this invalid location, I points towards the 0th index, that means here, and now we will look into the inside the stack that whether the stack is empty or not. This time the stack is empty, so we have to simply push our color comma radius inside the stack, and in this case it is 2 3. So push 2 3 inside this stack like this. Our top now points towards this location. I is incremented and starts pointing to the next index, and this time this will look inside the stack that whether the stack is empty or not, and this time the stack is not empty, so this will check whether the current radius and current color is same as that of the previous ball's color and radius or not, and we will find out that the color of this current is actually same as current of previous ball, and radius of this ball is actually same as radius of previous ball, so we have to pop out from our stack, so this will get pop out, and our stack is empty now, and this top is now pointing again towards a invalid location here. Our I is incremented and points toward this, and now again we have to check whether the stack is empty or not. The stack is not empty, so push the current color and radius of ball like this as a pair of int 5 5. Now our I gets incremented and starts pointing towards a invalid location, so that means our for loop will terminate or over. So when our for loop gets over, we have to finally return the size of our stack as our answer, and in this case 1 is returned as our answer. So let us code this and let us visualize this. First we have to find out the size of this array, and the color and radius array have actually the same length. Now let us initialize a stack that can take a pair of int as an array. Let us name this as stk. Let us zoom this. Now iterate over the color and radius array. The color of the current ball is color I and radius is radius I. Now check if that stack is empty or not, and with this let us check that whether this stack dot top element is equals to C and stack dot top is equals to R. This means that previous ball's color is equals to the current color and the previous ball radius equals to the current ball radius. If this condition is true, then we have to pop out our previous from the stack, and if not, then we have to simply push our current color and current radius as an array inside the stack, and finally we have to return the stack size as our answer. The stack will basically contains this as the element of the stack. So let us compile and run this and check if it is running fine or not. It is. So let us submit this, and we will find out that this is running actually fine, and it passes all the test cases. So thank you everyone for listening to this solution, and I hope you will understand this solution, and thank you guys.